Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are going to conclude this organization behavior course and module 4 at the same time. I hope you have enjoyed a lot, but I will especially request you to please apply these concepts in your organization once you join any organization, or if you are the part-time student, please don't forget to apply those and see how this organization behavior course is related with regarding different concepts. Let's now take the last part of this module. It is about the organization culture. We try to understand the culture. Let's start from the national culture. For example, you have the Omani culture. Here you have the special values and norms, Islamic values. You go for Ubaya or the Amama, like things. These are things like you go to Bank Muscat, you see the kava and dates are available over there. That is the part of culture. You speak softly. This is the part of culture. So you represent it with technically with your language, with your symbols, and there are many other things we are going to talk in this lecture. So same you will inherit in your organization. Once you are part of some particular region or the national culture, you actually inherit those in your organization. So let's try to define the culture. What is the culture? Culture is a unique dominant pattern of the shared beliefs, assumption, values, norms, and the shapes, socialization, symbols, language, and practices of the of a group of a behavior. So attitudes and approaches that typically the way staff carry out to their task. This is the part of culture. Culture is developed and transmitted by the people consciously or consciously to subsequent generation at the same time. If someone is joining today, then he will be learning from the senior what is happening over there in the Bank Muscat, finally what I have to go and how to learn for this particular culture. So let's try to give a more broader definition to the culture. The organization culture refers to the system of shared meanings held by the members that distinguish the organization from other organization. How the Bank Suhar is different from the Bank Muscat even. If you see, the only difference is that they offer the gava and dates and welcome you over there with the tickets and receiving. You see, you cannot observe the same in the Suhar Bank. The people are already staying there and nobody is welcoming you, and that dates and those things are not available immediately to welcome you. You feel that difference immediately, that this is the culture over there. Even they may have the stress at their home, but they come and receive you with their smiling face. This is the culture you understand from there. So let's see, this is like an iceberg. You see, if you are in the sea, you have a good big iceberg. You cannot see while you are floating on a boat or a cruise. You cannot see what is under this. But overall, what you can see, like in the national culture of Oman, you can see that what are the practices. The language is Arabic. The symbols are there like omama, gawa, date, sea, fish. These are things you can see. But you cannot see until you are not part of this Omani culture. You cannot see the norms, value, assumption. For example, if I am coming for the very first time as a Western manager, I may try to shake hand with the female. It could be a wrong message from my side. Why? I was not part of the Islamic culture. Might be from the previously, or I am coming first time, so I will I have tried what was being applied in my culture of the West in this situation. So this is the more depth over there. You can see not observable, but these are the observable things in this regard. So let's go further. We will try to discuss this Hofstede model. You can see the power distance, individualization, long-term orientation, and avoidance, and masculinity. These are part of culture, and let's try to apply it in the national culture of Oman, where the Oman exists on these dimensions in this regard. If you will understand this, then you will be able to understand the organization culture at the same time. So power distance, this dimension includes a degree with which less powerful members of the organization and institution accept and expect that the power is distributed unequally. So Oman is high in power distance, and difference in a status are recognized properly. So the recent effort to upgrade the status of the women has reduced this distance at the same time. Power distance I am talking about. So you can see if you see Oman Observer, you can see the top 4 women who are business leader now, even in the Middle East. So this is the way the woman has been empowered recently with the government efforts in this situation, and power distance has been reduced. So Oman has these leaders have more power with them. So this is the part of this, and we will discuss more detail in the lectures. So masculine or feminine. So masculinity identifies the preference for achievement and assertiveness and material reward towards the success, whereas feminism or femininity of the culture means is the preference for the cooperation, modesty, caring for weak, and quality of life. Now you can clearly see that the Middle Eastern culture, Oman is relatively neutral to that culture because we have more respect for women. They are more participating over there. They are more caring. If you go for traffic things like this, they very carefully talk about you. They are very welcoming in this regard, in this situation. If you go there in even a bank Muscat, you will see the way they receive you. Even you go to any grocery shop, the people are really very welcoming and caring. So I will rather rank this more feminist, but according to research it is more neutral culture, because we also need to study some government structures and farmhouses and labor other things. So overall this is a neutral structure in this regard. So let's go further. Uncertainty avoidance. This dimension identifies the tolerance of the society for ambiguity, uncertainty, and risk. So Oman is quite high in uncertainty avoidance and prefers to avoid unnecessary risk or speculation. You see, they don't get involved in the world politics or Middle East politics. You see, they offer the peace solution even between Iran, Saudi Arabia, and everyone. Like it's a Switzerland of this Europe, where you can see more peaceful people, and all the nationalities are there, and they feel secure over here, and they are not being marginalized over here. So you see this special thing is there, and the Omani leaders make careful thought out decisions and may move slowly in the making changes if risk is perceived. So this is their practice at the same time. So let's individualism and collectivism. The individualist society choose ties within where the emphasis is on I mean me. I will come first, not the collectiveness will come. But if you see in the Oman, you see you take care about your neighbors, the neighbor take care of about you, and you talk about your siblings. You have some get-togethers, you enjoy family dinners. So this is the collectiveness. In the pain and sorrow and in the happiness, you are together. So same you can see in the organization. If you are facing any problem, you will see your colleagues are helping for you. They are helping you in the technology. They are helping you for any other problem, or your problem with your boss or with the colleagues. They try to solve it. So this is the collective dimension. Like most Middle Eastern countries, Oman is low in individualism and high on collectivism in this regard. So let's go further, and we have this dimension of long-term orientation and short-term orientation. So dimension associate the connection of the past with the current and future actions and challenges, and also reflects the respect for traditions. Oman has moved in the direction of being short-term focus in the its commercial growth and economic expansion, but also respect long-term objectives and tradition. You see, recently this hotel industry, travel industry, and these policies are changing over there to increase the participation of international investor, and at the same time you see the Omanization is going on. They are offering more skill to their local graduates, so that they could come on international level, or at least for the local jobs at the same time. So let's go for the final thing is the society high in indulgence actually represent the needs, whereas the society high in restraints controls gratification of needs and regulates it by means of the strict social norms. Because of the high moral standards, the Islamic faith, Oman is very high in restraint. So this is the thing we will discuss more in our lecture. So let's talk about the different culture or as per the organization, because once the national culture is there, accordingly organizational culture will be created. Like you see the ministry, ROP, there are more bureaucratic culture in this regard. What are the features of the bureaucratic culture? In this type of culture, the behavior of the employee is governed by the formal rules, standards, and operating procedures, such as the you can see the culture tends to produce standardized goods and services at the same time. So ministry is example. Clan culture is the culture behavior of the individuals are shaped by tradition, loyalty, personal commitment, extensive socialization and self-management in this regard. So this is very important part of a type of the organization culture, and we will discuss it in more details. Market culture is very in nowadays. According to market demand and needs, you actually create the culture in this regard. For example, in market culture, the values norms reflect the significance of achieving the measurable and demanding goals, mainly concerning those that are financial and market based. For example, you talk about the pharmaceutical company or insurance company, you are talking about how many insurances you have sold. Okay, if you are selling at least 10 insurances per month, then your job is secure. Otherwise, we do not need you over here, and this is the part of professionalism. So this is what financial goals are linked, and ultimately you're talking about the professional commitment in this regard. This is the market based culture. Normally you can see them. And then entrepreneurial culture, it is more innovative culture. You can see innovative culture that need innovation in your products for the growth of the firm. So organization existing in the context of an entrepreneurial culture are actually on high risk taking and creativity, means two objective, high risk and high creativity is going on. So like you can see the example of the Apple in this situation. The Steve Jobs was there, and you see the innovation was coming all the time from the Apple as a company in terms of mobiles, laptop, and all those innovative technology. So let's conclude this lecture by giving you the implication. If you see that the organization culture is actually predicted by the integrity, you see the customer orientation, the outcome orientation, detail orientations. You see this market culture, if you have, you are more market oriented in this regard. So ultimately your organization culture should be in that regard. So you have some high strength and low strength, and finally your organization performance and satisfaction is linked with your culture. If you are adopting a wrong culture, for example, for an insurance company, you are very much taking care of the people at the same time, but you are not looking for the number of insurance sold, but at the end of the day you are going in a loss. If you are going in a loss, you cannot feed your employee for a longer term in this regard. If you see for a Bank Muscat, for example, your performance will suffer in this situation if you are not going for online mobile banking, or for your grocery shop you are not going for a virtual organization, and accordingly your culture is not transforming, then your performance will suffer. But at the same time your satisfaction may be important, but at the same time performance is really important, and you should try to link with your culture and better values for a more commitment. That's all for the module 4, and thank you everyone. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.